Yo, oh man, okay. So that was my 2 cents on them. Like, yo, like yeah, they didn't want to like as long as they was getting paid, they was cool. And then like they didn't want to talk about it until they got paid again. Like, all right, cool, get your money, honey. Do you,
But
boo
you
boo?
can't prove they were being
I
paid again.
cannot. That is my opinion, allegedly.
Mhm.
Now, as far as Amanda goes, now Amanda Bynes' segment is a wild fucking roller coaster ride. Should we reach out to Amanda?
I mean, we can get to her on Cameo for sure.
No, 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 no. I mean, should like I reach out to Amanda on Twitter and ask if she would like to give us her take on this
I
fucking
highly
episode?
doubt. I highly doubt she would.
But what if she did? Would you not be excited?
No, no, because they say never meet your idols.
Since when is she your idol? I thought B. Arthur was your idol.
Because I'm just so proud of her wig journey. Well, now she's on to extension.
Get that little cheap lace front wig. That's what you need. Um, so like I don't remember much about the whole Amanda thing because all of that was like that was none of that to me was new. None of it was new to me. And like,
Well, it
but
was just like how he chose, how he picked and choosed uh
shoes did.
his special project.
Oh,
He
hold on.
chose favorites.
So like,
Wait, were you surprised that that was how Katrina turned out?
yes, I had no idea who the fuck she
Because
was. I did not know who
when
that
I
was.
first saw her, I was like, "Who is this lady?"
Like, and I because I remember thinking Katrina was so cute when like I was growing up watching all of that. I thought Katrina was mad cute, and especially when she like grew up and like she was a teenager. Yeah, I thought she was fucking fine, boy. Um, but like the thing about that fucked me up the most when Katrina said that like at some point, like I think she's probably around 8, 9, or 10. That's a big gap. And like they called her house and they told her mom that Katrina's getting fat. Now this is a double barrel shotgun blast of a fucked up thing to say to somebody. They said Katrina's getting fat.
Oh, we already have a fat one.
Yeah, she can't be the fat one. And I'm just like, fuck. First off, way to take a shot at Lori Beth, unless you meant Keenan.
Yeah, like literally, when you rank the cast, who was number one?
Who was number one in the original? All that the
I mean, I
original
feel like
Josh
it's Josh.
Server, man. Come on, dog. It was Josh,
I
then
don't
Lori Beth, then
I don't
Keenan.
remember as many of his characters as I do everybody else's.
That's the thing. He didn't need a bunch of characters. He only needed a couple. When Josh was in the skit, he was killing. Earboy, first off, Earboy to take him down.
Earbone, earbone,
His ears are really big.
really big.
Is Josh wouldn't have it to be Jewish, would he?
I don't know.
Because we might need to discuss that. But like I'd say Josh, like if we're ranking the cast, I can't rank everybody, but I'll say Josh, then Lori Beth, then Kanan. Katrina was good. Um,
I mean, Ross Perot, even though I had no idea who
I did
Ross Perot
not
was
get
back
that
then,
as a child. I did not get that bit.
but he looked funny and he had a funny voice.
That's
That was
all
all
it.
I needed.
That's a, which is kind of Dan's point. Is like it doesn't have to make sense. Kids will think it's funny. Um, but yeah, like because I was talking to Jay about it last night, and he was like, "Yeah, people need to give Lori Beth her flowers because Lori Beth, like, she 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 had some iconic characters on that show, and like at the end of the day,
Like,
like
how many people today still quote, "This is a library"? Like,
I just want you to know, like, if I'm ever in a public library again, I'm going to struggle not doing that. Because you said that. Fucking Connie Muldoon. Um, but no, Lori Beth had some banging characters. Wildly enough, Lori Beth's best bit was when she wasn't in character. It was when she was doing vital information for your everyday
Vital
life. It
information.
wasn't a bit.
She was just an angry lady
She had like
giving
that,
us facts
like that,
about
that, that,
life.
that was such a good bit. Like that entire segment was always really good. But but yeah, they called her house and they told her that like Katrina's getting fat. We already have a fat kid, so we can't have two fat kids. And her mom told them, well, Katrina's in dance, like she's in dance like 6 times a week. I don't know what more we can do. And so they just rolled with it because apparently at one point they were talking about giving Katrina her own show. And then what happened was Katrina hit puberty. Katrina hit puberty and she started to look like a girl, like a woman. And it was at that point they were less and less interested in Katrina as an actor, as a cast member. And that was when Dan found Amanda. And the wildest part to me was like they showed some of Amanda's early like on stage like acting reels or whatever. Like this little bitch had fucking stand up material that was trash, even for a child. And I think that's the thing. Like first off, kids aren't funny. Like kids aren't funny. Kids cannot come up with good jokes on their own because they haven't lived enough life to have like any sort of like observational humor or like anything like along those lines. That's my opinion. You can disagree. That's fine. Because hell, I'm probably wrong. Maybe there are kids out there who are damn near adults out of the straight up out of the womb. But for me, I'm just like, this. Y'all was like, this shit's funny. She like, is it? This is the shit y'all think is like worth putting on fucking TV? And so like Katrina was in was on all that less and less to the point that they were like, yeah, you can leave. And she said she left. She said not only did she leave, but she said she wanted to go to college, and that's what she did. She said she went to college to try to be a normal person. And again, the fact that she looks like this now is insane to me because it was
I
like
think she succeeded.
because she hit puberty and like her face morphed. But she said while she was in college, somebody came up to her and they was like, "Hey, have you seen the Amanda Show?" And she was like, "The what?" And that's when she had found out that Amanda had gotten her own show. The person that was like built to replace her got the show that Katrina was supposed to get. And yeah, like Katrina, like I don't think like Katrina would argue that like she experienced anything like inappropriate, but I think she would acknowledge that like it was just stressful and just not. It's not like it like overall like showbiz does not seem like a place to put a kid.
Well, yeah, she acknowledged that he chose favorites because
Oh
she
yeah,
was the favorite.
until she wasn't.
Yeah,
And like I don't know, like I feel bad like in that specific scenario, I feel bad. Uh what was her name? Giovanni? Was that her name? The black girl with
yeah.
the big lips. I thought she was cute too. Irrelevant, but I did. Um it was interesting to me how all of them, well, her specifically, but like it seemed like all of those cast members from all that were on the show, from like the later seasons, all of them were shocked by the stuff that they learned. As far as like the fact that
Well,
Nick,
they were the ones that dealt with the predators.
yes, like they
Because
had no idea.
the early ones were the ones who dealt with Dan being a tyrant.
Yeah,
The later ones were the ones who dealt with the predators.
but the later ones, like yeah, I think like they did acknowledge that like Dan could come onto the set and be he could come
Yeah.
onto the set and
Oh
everything
yeah. No, they
every
definitely did.
yeah like
Everything would change.
everything would be fine. Like 1 second
He
and then
ran.
lit.
He ran because we've heard stories. He was Vince McMahon.
Yeah, because like the one thing that like kind of like really made me feel awkward was the fact that like they could be like, yeah, it could be all great when Dan was in a good mood, but then like a second later things would change, and he would yell at people and belittle people, and like the entire vibe of the room would feel different. And I kind of understand that because I don't know if you've probably been around me when I was getting yelled at by one of my parents because I was good at it. Uh, I was real good at it. Um, but like that feeling of being at your friend's house and like they didn't take the trash out or whatever was willing, like whatever their parents were like allowing to set them off, like, and they start getting yelled at. It's that feeling, and kids definitely like they were children. So like when this adult, when the father figure effectively for them is like in a an emotional state that's like scary, how else are they supposed to feel? Like when the other adults aren't saying, "Hey, calm down, you're gonna scare the kids," because that was the problem. It's like all the adults on set, the adults, the parents, nobody was willing to attempt to wrangle this man in because money. Like that was it.
Except for one mom.
Except for that one black mama. Don't make me
And it cost them.
don't make me break my foot off in your ass. Did you really get that bit? Oh
Well,
wow.
also, yes. There was uh there were kind of
We did not talk about
some
Amanda.
parents who did. They didn't actually bring this up. But the one chick that was on Zoe 101, there was another girl who she was the one who got bullied by Jamie Lynn, by all of the other castmates, and her parents got involved, and she got fired.
Wait. Whoa. Pause that shit. Why was she getting bullied other than they were children and stupid?
That's pretty much it. For
All right.
some reason, Jamie Lynn decided that she wasn't going to like this girl, and so all of the other kids decided they didn't like her. Also,
Yeah.
apparently, Jamie lied once, and Brittany happened to
Just the
be on
once.
set that day.
Just the once.
Well, yeah, because Brittany was on set that day, and Brittany yelled at the girl, and because Jamie didn't like her, so Dan didn't like her, and so she was bullied from pretty much all fronts, and
Oh,
eventually she ended up being fired.
that's unacceptable.
And it's all been talked about recently within the last year and a half, and Brittany actually apologized to the girl because Brittany remembered it, and she knows like
It's
her
like,
sister was a menace.
yeah, let's be real. I was just kind of piggybacking on my sister's energy. That wasn't me. I'm sorry. Fat lot of good it does me now. That's sad. Like, I mean, it's sad. Like all of this is sad. Like, oh yeah, because the women like I told you, like I said a little while ago, like the women who were like, well, I'm like it was cool while they were getting paid. I can't stress to you enough. The moment like he told her, hey, you know what would make this story funny is if you like, because I'm assuming that he didn't. What she said in the show was like, if you told this story while pretending to be sodomized, bent over the table. What
Mm-hmm.
I assume he said was, you know what would be funny is if you told this
After
story,
the
yeah, while you pretended to be fucked in the ass. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Because,
yeah.
like, who the fuck uses the word sodomize? Other than a repressed Christian. Oof, that'd probably piss some people off.
Sodomy.
I mean, and, ain't nothing wrong with a little sodomy here and there. You just gotta let it heal.
Sodomy.
What? What?
What was I just thinking?
Sodomy.
Oh, now we're talking about butt sex. Oh yeah, family
Uh,
guys.
Boondocks is on, if anybody was curious. Season 3, episode 1. Um,
Oops.
Damn, I forgot what we was talking about. Oh, yeah, it's like the idea of like all of that like combined. Like I'm lying, I don't remember what we were talking about. I figured if I just started talking.
We're on
I
Amanda.
we're on
Well, we
Amanda now.
skipped over. We skipped over Brandy.
Brandy. Oh, that's because Brandy has to be tied in with the pedophiles. I really wish I
Yeah.
hadn't said that.
You said tied in, not tied up, so you're good.
Whoa, we we suck. We fucking suck. Like we were talking about this last time we recorded, or like last time we were on the phone. That like to make it on YouTube, you have to be chosen. We ain't getting picked.
I feel like I still have a chance. There's just way more material of you out there.
There's it doesn't take. Have you not seen what it takes to get somebody canceled? All you need is one bad joke.
That was a good joke, though.
No one. You know what I meant by bad joke. So yeah. So he picked out Amanda like from the get go. He brought her onto the set, and like Amanda kind of became his pet. Like she was in his office a lot. Amanda spent a lot of time with Dan. A lot of time with Dan.
Can I make a real quick confession?
You didn't watch all of it?
I like chalky candies.
Oh, you too.
Those freaking candy hearts, man.
This shit is good.
I know.
Candy
And then
cigarettes? Hell yeah.
I bought the Necco, the Necco wafers. I
Yeah.
freaking love them so much.
Me and you are friends for a reason. I mean, you still like candy corn, and I can't fucking stand candy corn.
I
Uh,
love candy corn.
I think I don't like marzipan. I think that's what it is. I just don't like
Mm.
marzipan. Uh,
I'm not sure I'd like real marzipan because the fake stuff I've had not great.
um, but yeah, like so.
Amanda.
Yeah, fucking tangent. Yeah, so Amanda like Amanda aged with Dan is the best way to like put it. Like
Mm.
she
He
eventually like
practically raised her.
yeah, like because he talked about the night that she ran away from home. Like I don't know what I would have done in his shoes. She ran away from home and she called him, and he was like, "Yo, where you at?" He had somebody go get her, and he said the only thing I was more concerned with her being safe more than anything else. And like when I say I don't know what I would have done, what I mean is in that situation when somebody her age has decided she's running away from home and she's reaching out to you for help, all I can think is like she left for a reason. Is it is it better for me to just call her parents? Because he said he like had somebody go get her, and then like he called the police. And I was like, I guess that's the best thing to do in that situation. But like a part of me feels like it would have been smarter to just call the police directly and tell them where she was, rather than having somebody go get her. But at the
I
same,
mean, well, but at the same time, with timing and everything, who's gonna get there first? The police or a kidnapper?
I don't.
Well, just like have her picked up and taken to the nearest Denny's, and then tell the police.
Yeah. So I looked at it like I think at the end of the day, like the only reason he did what he did was because that was his meal ticket. He had to protect his money. And
Well, now, so since all of this stuff started coming out about Dan, especially around the time of Jeanette's book, um, because I mean, she was pretty detailed about how he was pretty awful to the actors and people behind the camera.
mm-hmm.
Um, that's when rumors started spreading about how Dan was actually the father of Jamie Lynn's baby. Remember that?
No,
Uh, no,
no, like
you
I
never
had
heard about that?
no big dog. I,
What?
well, I didn't keep up with this shit. Like I really didn't. Like I didn't like whatever show Jamie Lynn Spears was on. I didn't watch it.
She
Like
was Zoe 101. Neither
yeah.
did I. That was Jordan's show for some reason.
Ugh.
Um, but yeah, so originally Zoe 101 got canceled because Jamie Lynn Spears got pregnant. And now, all these years later, there have been rumors coming out that that was Dan's baby. Because the baby, or the kid that she had, looks absolutely nothing like her actual father. But you know who that kid does look like?
Barack Obama.
That would be the big DS. Um, so
Does he
like
really look
that
like
was
Dan, or is it for
that was
perspective?
already a rumor. It's a girl. That's the
Uh,
crazy part. It's a girl, and she looks like Ken. Um, but after that came out, so I saw today, literally today, because of course since I watched it yesterday, I'm getting nothing but videos about it.
yeah.
Somebody was recapping the period in Amanda's life when she went off the rails, and
Now
she was running. It was after her parents. No, this was when it was worse.
I was kidding.
Um,
I was
it
being a
was
haha.
after her parents, after she lost the emancipation, after her parents kind of like locked her up, she opened a Twitter account and she just started like she went off the rails and she started tweeting about how as a kid Dan touched her, her dad touched her, apparently she had a secret baby, and you know who the father was? The big DS. um
Wait, did she?
so it was
She acknowledges it like she said it.
those, yeah, those were things that she was saying. So who knows if they're actually true, you know. But it is now a rumor that has come around more than once about different people.
Where's the baby now?
Who knows? You know, people with money know how to make things disappear.
So Jamie Lynn Spears has gone on record in saying that she was sexually abused by her father and Dan Schneider.
No, not Jamie Lynn, Amanda.
Amanda Bynes. Oh,
Yes.
so Amanda had a
So
mystery baby.
Yes, Amanda went on record and said that she was abused by her dad and Dan and had a baby by Dan. It's all speculation and rumor that Dan is Jamie Lynn's baby dad.
Uh,
But of course, you know, everything about that Amanda said was taken with a grain of salt because this was that period of time when she was very unstable. At the time, she was doing her Orlando Brown thing.
what does that mean? Oh,
You know how Orlando Brown is today? Like that's who Amanda was.
I'm pretty sure Orlando Brown is on drugs though. Never mind.
No, I think Amanda might have been at the time. Yeah.
That's wild. So how long ago was this that Amanda like let this cat out of the proverbial bag?
Let me hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh my gosh.
When was this? When was this? Um. Oh, it says, can you imagine having an abortion at 13 because your boss impregnated you? Committed because your father touched you?
Wow, you found that fast.
Let me.
Ugh.
I can't see a date. Okay, so this would have been around 2018.
Not that long ago. So she didn't have the baby, but she did get pregnant at 13.
Yeah, so apparently she did not have the baby.
Woo, baby.
But yeah, so 2018, yeah, that would have been prime um, Amanda ain't right time. I think that was around the time when she tweeted uh, how she wanted Drake to murder her Vajingo.
Which Drake?
Rapper Drake.
Okay, rapper. Ugh.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the other Drake had probably already attempted to murder her Vajingo because it's not doing any murdering.
You good? Was that
It
what you
might do
wanted
a
to
little
say?
tickle.
Was that what you wanted to say? Are you saying that because he's not very tall?
Mm. So yeah, childhood stardom
Like,
really
yeah,
messed Amanda up.
childhood stardom isn't for everybody. Let's be real. Because, like,
Yep. Very few have survived it.
uh,
I mean, let's think. Let's think. Miley barely survived. Uh,
which is wild because I feel like Miley is built for it. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell you something I'm gonna say something that's completely irrelevant to what we're talking about. I had a conversation with myself the other day, and I realized like the reason I like Miley Cyrus, or like I found myself like even mildly attracted to Miley Cyrus, is because when it comes to not fat white women, especially if they're a little skinny, I like them skanky. And
mhm,
Miley Cyrus comes off as properly skanky.
mhm.
Sadly enough, so does Britney Spears. Like Britney Spears comes off as not only skanky but also southern, and like that's just what I'm into. Like I know what I like, and that's what I like. But yeah, Miley definitely comes off as if it just like she was built for the fuck shit.
I
Because
mean, Miranda's turned out all right.
who
Miranda.
Cosgrove? Well, I think that's because
Mhm.
she came. I think she came through on the tail end of the of the fuckery. Like I think a lot of it missed her.
At
Yeah.
Nickelodeon, at least.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah, yeah.
mean, her. I mean, still, as far as being a child star, like her and Miley are like the same age, so they grew up in the same era, dealt with the same outside world stuff.
Which don't really make a lot of sense because she was on the show with what's her face, and she clearly was not
Yeah,
okay.
but that was mostly the fault of her own family.
I cannot remember her name. Jeanette McCurdy. Yeah, Jeanette McCurdy had like, and it is what it is. Like, I think the fact that Jeanette McCurdy like named her book "I'm Glad My Mom Died." Like, I think we should all just acknowledge that like any and everything that Jeanette says, we should take it with a grain of salt because that chick is willing to say some fucked up stuff to get your attention. Because even if you
But did
are,
you
did
read the book?
I read the book? Nah.
Yeah, her mom did some effed up stuff
Oh no no
to make
no.
her get
I'm
attention.
aware. Oh, I'm aware.
So she probably was because that was one less person who had control over her life.
I know. I didn't say that she wasn't happy about it. I didn't say that at all. I said she was willing to name the book that, which meant that she was willing to get it, like to do whatever to get attention. Like she's like I'm openly saying I don't know that girl, but I am saying that yeah, I think Jeanette's touched, like just a bit in the noodle. I think she's a touch, and like that's all there is to it. Like I just think that she's not all the way there,
I
and I
mean,
don't think
her
there's.
mom was on the verge of having friggin' I'm talking about property, so
Yeah. I'm not saying that there's not a reason for it. I'm saying that she was just touched. That's it. And like it's really weird to me because it always seemed like her relationship with Dan was like cool.
it was not.
No, I get that now, but it
Well,
definitely.
that's how they all played it off though. Except for, and here's something specifically when it came to the iCarly kids, the reason they are all so attached to and love Jerry is because he was the one person who actually like protected them.
He was a
Like
normal
they felt
adult.
safe around him. Well,
Jerry.
he was their protector from Dan.
No, it's, okay. Well, when I say a normal adult, I mean from my perspective, that's what an adult should do when kids are present.
Mm-hmm.
Adults should protect kids from other kids and adults. Like you,
Because
even if they're not your kids, you should feel slightly obligated to, at the very least, like look out for the kids. Because
I
what's a
watched a another video. You know how they were talking about Dan would just take behind the scenes videos of things, right?
yeah
And there's the one of him scaring Jeanette.
yeah. I felt like
So
they took that one out of context.
there's another one of him just like going around like recording them, and it was on the iCarly set, and they're I guess all like exhausted, but he's still insisting on recording them, and Jerry's just kind of like in his face, and while he's like recording, pretty much like monopolizing the camera so he doesn't bother anybody else, and then he just blatantly says, "Let us go home, Dan." And he does it in a joking way, but you know that joking way where you're not joking, but he has to seem like he's joking on the camera.
Yeah, because when they showed that bit where he snuck up behind Jeanette and spooked her, they tried to set it off like, see, she's terrified of him. Like he snuck up behind her and scared her. What the fuck are you talking about? And like they said like, well, yeah, like see how he gets like in the personal spaces of these actors and stuff like that. And I think for Dan, he probably saw it as um he probably saw it as like, well, we're all family, we're all cool, we're all friends. Like, what I'm saying? Like this is all, for like posterity and stuff. Like you're cool with this, right? And like that just might not have been the case because again, for him, I think like this was something that he enjoyed more than the people who were there enjoyed. Like Jerry and everybody else was just straight up there to get it. They were there to do their job and then move on with their life. Whereas like Dan was like, "This is life. What are you talking about?" Um, like the shit that happened again to these. The wild part is like no one ever truly. It's outside of Amanda Bynes. No one seemed to like directly imply that Dan was doing things to to the kids. Like that he wasn't like outside of writing like inappropriate bits and skits into the shows, like no one ever implied that he was like sexually abusive toward them.
Yeah, but I don't think that was the point. Like they weren't there to make him seem like he was sexually abusing them. They were there to point out that he was a monster on set. He was mentally abusive to them, emotionally abusive to them.
I don't
And
know.
I know your argument is that's life, but
That wasn't my argument. I mean, I already can.
typically,
Typically, my nuts. I openly said earlier that it wasn't cool for him to act like that. Like he was a boss. His job, I'm a firm believer that you can't treat employees like shit and expect good work. Like I think like on a when it comes to a boss employee dynamic, I think the ass kissing should be the boss to the employees because like what the fuck was I what was I listening to? Where like because a lot of bosses will claim that they need loyalty out of you. Like you're gonna be a part of the family. We need like no fuck that. They need shit. Like any boss who says like they need loyalty from you is full of shit. You are a cog. You are a replaceable cog in a machine, and they will replace you immediately if given the opportunity. Like that's why I think that whole like give a 2 weeks notice thing is completely ass. They don't have to give you any kind of notice before they fire you. Why the fuck I gotta give you a notice before I quit? Mind you, I don't work, so
in some places they do. There are states that are called right to work states, and in those states they don't. They can fire you for any reason. but in some states it's a law. They are required to give you a reason and notice. Um, but what's funny is literally yesterday I had a conversation with my boss and I was like, "Hey, I need a job that pays me more, or I'm gonna have to get another one." And she was like, "Okay." And then I was like, "But don't worry, if I do get another one, I'll give you a 2 week notice." And then she went, "Don't." And she was just like, "Let me be upfront with you. If you give a notice, they will fire you on the spot." And I was like, "Okay, I'll let you know on the side, but I won't give an official notice."
Yeah. And see, people like that are the ones where I say like those are the people who know what it's like to be on this side. Like I'm like I would say I'm in a I'm like the prime headspace for this kind of thing because how I treat people is like I'm not gonna treat you like you're not an individual. Like all of you work as a mass, but I'm gonna treat you fairly. Like by all means, I'm gonna treat you the way you treat me and the way I see you treat other people. But like the idea of like emotionally, I couldn't handle any of this shit because I would suck at firing people. Like you'd have to really fuck up before I was like, you gotta go. And even then, I'd be scared you would come back and shoot the fucking place up. Um, but like I don't think that would have like been the case with like working on the set with Dan because like as an adult, I have learned I don't like being yelled at. Like I don't. And
Oh
like
yeah, I'd have been fired a long time ago. If I worked for Dan,
yeah, he
and
would have
if
fired
we ever
forever.
had like any actual like personal like I'd have been fired.
Yeah, because
Now,
go ahead.
if he never said anything to me and I
Directly,
was still getting paid, I'd have been like, really? He's never acted that way to me at all.
like on top.
Because I mean, that's how it was with like students in classrooms. Because there would be the kids who were clearly the bad kids, and other teachers would talk about them, and they're like, "I hate this kid," and I would just be there, and I'd be like, "Never had a problem from them, like never once." But I knew they were bad kids. Like, there's no doubt. You can look at a kid and know when
Oh
they're the
yeah,
bad
you can
kid.
look at a kid and know he's an asshole. People would be
But
like, you
I
can't call
never
a kid
had
an
problems
asshole.
out of them. I never had problems out of them, so that was my experience with them.
Oh,
So yeah, if Dan had treated me the way he treated certain people, I'd have been fired a very long time
but
ago.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like it wouldn't have had to been me. Like if I was in the writers' room and this motherfucker was like tell the story while you're pretending to get fucked in the ass, I'd have been like, okay. I didn't need the Me Too movement to know that like talking to women like that wasn't cool. Like I didn't. I super didn't. Like that. Like I
Well,
told you.
let's not forget, I got somebody fired for sexual harassment, and I wasn't even the one being harassed.
I don't remember that. But good for you.
My boss at the restaurant on the boat,
Yeah.
yeah, the one that hated me, like he didn't get fired for picking on me, for bullying, but I got him fired for sexual harassment.
Ugh. Who was he sexually harassing?
One of the servers,
Female?
um, yeah,
I
he
think
asked her if her boyfriend ever made her squirt.
you can't ask people shit like that.
Yeah, but he did. And then, and then, while she so very uncomfortably stood there, kind of squirming, he pressed, and he was like, "Well, if it was me."
Okay, yeah, that's one of them times where like, because remember what I told you when I was at the clinic and SpongeBob came out and she told one dude to like come through, da 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 da, and he asked her like, why was she looking like that? And I was like, that's just her face. That's just how who she is. And then he proceeded to say, yeah, she's just an evil woman. And I was like, nah, like I'm out. I'm out. I was like, dude, everybody in here is a woman. Everybody who works here is female. Shut up. Like, you gonna fuck up and die today. And they will have proof That he like, wasn't nothing we could do. Blood pressure just bottomed out. So like, nah. Yeah, like I'm in that boat. Like if he asked her that, I would have been like, don't answer that. Hey, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? And that's coming from somebody who doesn't like to talk. Like I don't like talking in public. But like that's especially when you can see that somebody's like openly like uncomfortable with the conversation at hand. Like that's not cool, man. Don't talk to people like that. Like I ain't threatening to fight you in the parking lot or nothing like that. But I am trying to put you on blast in front of everybody so that you feel weirded out. Like so that you feel like you definitely like, oh, I mean, I was just like no. Don't
Yeah, it's
justify
like
it.
remember. So when I was in HR talking to the head of HR about like just everything that had been going on between us, right? And she was taking notes. Remember that scene in uh, was it the first one, the first Medea, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, the play when she is calculating all the money that
Uh-huh.
he owes her,
Yeah.
and she asked, "Has he ever hit her?"
Yeah.
And she said yes, and then pretty much the calculator started smoking.
Uh,
Like that's what it was like in the HR meeting when I was talking to that lady when I was telling her about the stuff he did to me. And then when I started talking about the sexual stuff, that's when she shifted into overdrive and she was just like, "We got him."
oh, she already knew he wasn't shit. She was looking for a reason
Yes.
to get rid of him.
They had
Okay.
no,
Oh
they
fuck. Hold on.
had many like nobody there
My
liked him.
headphones came out. Can't find the hole. Story of my life. There we go. Yeah, which you know that's one of those things. Where it's like again, like the Me Too movement shouldn't have had to exist. And I really want to say that it's like mostly white dudes who are like that, who felt
No,
like
it's not. Friggin' black boys are raised that way practically.
I think going to our school, the one we went to, there were only two dudes. Like there was one boy, you know who I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say his name, but there's one boy who damn near sexually harassed every girl he came across. Not intentionally, but again, like in the black community, like the black community is so anti-gay. Like like black boys are pushed to be like attempt intimacy with a female from an early age. But when I say like it's mostly white dudes who are like that, but I don't mean that. I mean the idea that they can use power to
Oh yeah.
because black people aren't really in positions like that to begin with. And I want to say that a lot of black men and or women who get in positions of power respect how hard it was to get where they got, so they're not going to run the risk of fucking it up. Not to say that they don't. I'm just saying that the majority of them wouldn't. Whereas like white dudes don't seem to grasp the idea that power can be taken away. And like, you know what I'm talking about, right? When I say when I'm talking, which dude I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Peanut head?
I didn't like. I wasn't cool with him. I didn't know if he had nicknames.
No, but his head was shaped like a peanut.
A lot of people said a lot of black kids heads shaped like a peanut. A lot of black boys' heads
Mm,
are shaped like a peanut.
mm.
But you know what I'm talking about. Like, do you feel like you're confident in what I'm talking about?
I mean, at this point, not really. No.
What's the fucking initials of Peanut Head?
KR.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we had a like because I remember like there was this moment we were in not Mulvaney, I forgot what his name the science teacher dude who kind of sucked but he didn't.
Millennium.
Was that his name? You know what I'm talking about? High school.
Millennium.
That was his name for real?
Yeah.
Mulvaney?
No, Millennium.
Bullshit. I remembered his name? Fuck out of here. Um,
Um. So I'm privy to some information that I wish I didn't have about Peanut Head. and the reason he was the way he was.
Oh,
And
was he Drake? Was he a part of the 99 Dragons?
I have no idea what that means. Oh
Yeah,
wait, you're talking about Drake Bell.
yeah.
I went Drake the rapper. I was extra
Stop
lost.
calling him
I
a
was like,
rapper.
what does that mean?
There's a
Um,
there's a show called Drake and the 99 Dragons, and I'm just out here connecting things that don't need to be connected.
so no, it wasn't necessarily because
Is this
he
something
was
you want to say on camera? Or do you need to tell me this when we're off air? I don't give a shit either way.
I'll just say that there had been activity
Uh huh.
since like the age of 9.
We had a lot in common. Um. So back to what I was saying. Yeah, we was in Mulaney's class, and it was one of the many black girls that we went to school with. I don't remember which one it was.
Wait, no, it wasn't Mulaney.
It was Mulvaney.
No, it was Malone.
Malone. All right. This is before post.
His name was Randy.
Pre Malone. Okay, well that's his whole goddamn name. Uh,
I wonder what he's up to.
I don't know. Probably fucking his wife. That's what I'd be doing.
Oh, she had to have left him. He was a dick.
He wasn't. He was just a man. Well, yeah, I guess he was a dick. Uh,
Mm.
so my beef, I didn't know what to put in the middle part, so I just did butter. So like when I say like this boy was up on this girl, because you remember how those science desks were, you know what I'm saying? The built into the
Those
floor.
were not desks. Those were
No,
just
tables.
straight up tables.
Yeah, the humps in the middle of the room. He was close. He wasn't close to her. Like he was close enough to her. Well, he was close to her, but he was close enough he could have kissed her forehead without moving. Like his body was pressed up against this girl, and Randers was like, "Get away from her."
Well, I remember this. You told me about this.
Yes, and I'll probably tell you again in the future because we're old men and we just say the same stories over and over again. Yeah, he told him to get away from her. It's like, if I see you talking to any girl in this class again, I will write you up for sexual harassment or something along those lines. Because it wasn't just that like he was flirting. The girl looked mildly uncomfortable because he was close. Like,
Who's the girl?
I don't know. Oh fuck, that stinks. Oh fuck. God. That's why I said it's like one of the many black girls who went to school with. I wasn't friends with her, so I don't remember who she was. But yeah, it was like, and like you could tell that I want to say he wasn't doing what he was doing intentionally. Like I want to say that most people don't sexually harass on purpose. Like they don't be like, "Ha, man, I love sexually harassing this person." Like I don't like to assume that that's what's happening. But like it doesn't seem like that was what he was doing. It seemed like when he was told back up off that girl, like he just didn't really grab. Like he understood the command, but didn't get like really what he had done wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it was more like one of those like, I have a base idea why this is wrong, and I guess ultimately what I should have done was not done this in front of him. And at the same time, like she didn't know, I guess, like how to openly just be like, back the fuck up, or like, hey, would you get him away from me, or nothing like that, because again, like stuff like that's really awkward, like for kids, which is like, which is understandable, which is why like when kids get assaulted like this, they don't know what to do, and that takes us to Brandy. Segue. So there was this girl named Brandy. She she grew up watching the Amanda
Wait,
show.
wait. You're gonna have to. I'm getting a phone call. You're probably gonna have to. There's probably gonna have to be a to-be continued.
Oh man. So hour and 50 minutes. Like, golly, this is a terrible video. Like the click through rate is gonna be ass. Anyway, we'll probably be back with a part two. If not, just go watch it on HBO Max. Like, that's watch the whole thing. Watch all 4 parts, and then go watch Dan Schneider's on like what's it called? I forgot what it's called. What Dan's YouTube channel is called. Uh, but like, go check that shit out because it's again like if you he's probably not telling the truth because in his situation the truth is detrimental to his health. So that's one thing. But I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna.
it's not detrimental to his money.
No, at this point, I imagine it's not because, um, like the split has already happened. The split has already happened,
Yeah,
and they done already paid him.
he'll never work in children's TV again because he's persona non grata. Like nobody's gonna touch it. Now he can probably go out and self-produce as much as he wants, but he doesn't have to.
Nah, he's been paid. Um, but a part of me feels like that's just what he wants to do. A part of me feels like Dan enjoys making television. Uh, because yeah, that's some stuff we didn't get a chance to talk about, which is wild because like I guess in theory we covered both episodes in about the amount of time it would take you to watch both episodes, the first 2 episodes. So there's that. Uh,
Yes.
shit.
Now be back for part two.
Yeah.
I gotta go to a Zoom meeting. I'm out.